In 2017 was when I was diagnosed with a high-grade, aggressive level of breast cancer. I was required to have 6 rounds of chemotherapy. So in January last year I had my double mastectomy because I opted to have both breasts removed and reconstructed. And it was meant to be a straightforward procedure. It was 3 to 5 days in and out. What could go wrong? The surgery went longer than the surgeon expected. It was 6 hours. I did not recover from that surgery as expected and was put into ICU. And then I had a reaction to the anaesthetic, which meant that I had massive difficulty breathing and was hallucinating. And I was quite shaken by that, but I had my wingman with me, and Fiona helped me feel safe. She was my advocate. If she was there, I felt safe.
We weren't expecting anything to go wrong, but things did go wrong. When Mum stopped breathing, I thought, oh dear, we're going to need to have a talk.
From my point of view, it's about my quality of life. I didn't realise there was a formal form. I thought this was just something responsible people just spoke about it so that the people around you knew. I didn't realise there was a form that you filled out. And having looked at it, it's actually quite detailed, and it asks you to think about things in depth that you don't necessarily over cake and coffee.
Advanced care planning is a lot of different things. You know, at its heart, really it's a conversation about what's important. A conversation that lets the person themselves kind of understand, you know, through that process of thinking it through, you know, what's really important to them, but also to let others, family members, the people closest to them, and the doctors and nurses who might be involved in their care, know what's important to help support the decision making that might need to happen at some stage in the future. The reason that that's so important in part is because when we get sick, sometimes our ability to actually express what's important to us diminishes because, you know, we might be so sick that we're not really able to sort of think these things through or to talk to people about them. And so having those conversations already and having people know these things before that time is therefore really, really important.
I have 100% confidence in my daughter. My youngest daughter, however, is a lot more fragile and indecisive. And I don't want to create a situation of conflict. So it's like I need to put it in writing. I need it to be unambiguous so that it doesn't create ongoing friction after I've gone between my girls. That would be dreadful.
Without an advanced care plan, it can make a difficult time even more difficult. And it can do that in a number of different ways. One can be that there's just no one really knows exactly what's important, and therefore no one really knows what decisions should be made for a person. Sometimes because, or rather if, it's not clear what's important, then difficult decisions can fall to, you know, family members or other people around them who might not necessarily feel like they've really been you know, adequately supported to know what the right decision is to make because the conversations haven't happened already. And I guess ultimately lead to you know, unwanted or unhelpful you know, clinical interventions, medical treatments or other things being done to a person because there's not really that clarity about, you know, whether or not that would be the thing the person might choose. My plea would be for us all to recognise that advanced care planning is deeply important and potentially of, you know, life-changing importance to people. One of the challenges for all of us is we can't predict the future. We don't know what things are going to be like. We don't know when things might change for any of us and when our healthcare needs might increase and when we might actually not have the voice that we feel we need to make decisions that are important. So the only way of being able to avoid that is to plan for it.